All right, welcome back, Tundra enthusiasts. We're gonna take the 24 Tundra over here to the Toy Tech tomorrow morning and drop her off. I'm just got a few things I did before I take it over there. What I wanted to do is take this front sway bar off. I had an older Tundra and I lifted the front like 2 inches and it ended up snapping the weakest link on it. This one here's off this new truck here. But that other Tundra I had, I just ended up taking the front sway bar off of it and it was fine. Well, anyway, in the process of doing that, I realized this new truck had this front active air dam underneath it. And you got to get it to stay down to remove the skid plate. And I was like, why did Toyota put that on the off-road package? I was like, I don't want that on there. So it took me a while to figure out how to get it to come down and stay down. Well, anyway, on this 24, you got to start the truck, turn the truck off, and then hold the windshield wiper handle up for a few seconds and it'll drop this active front spoiler. So that's what you have to do to be able to get the skid plate off and to change the oil too also. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take that off. There's only 4 bolts that holds it on there. I guess it comes down when you're going like 30 or 40 miles an hour. It comes down and then it goes back up. But one of the things is when you're washing your truck, this is folded up underneath the front of your truck, right? See how dirty it is? So it doesn't get washed when you're washing your truck. So anyway, I took it off. I'm gonna leave it off. I got some extended length brake lines here from Toyota Mafia. I'm gonna have Toy Tech put those on for me so I don't have to do it today because I got some other things I want to do. But what I'm going to do is take a couple measurements before the lift goes on. This front skid plate here, I'm just going to have my friend Sammy help me measure that. You can see it's about, I'd say about 4 or 5 inches above the top of that bottle. I should gain about 4 inches there. On the rear diff, I'm not going to measure that because it's a straight axle and you only gain the height of the tire sidewall, you know, on the straight axle. So there's no need to measure that. But what I'm going to do is get a couple measurements off the front from the center of the wheel to the top of the fender real quick, and I'll write it down. $21.5 there. $23 3/4 on the rear. So I'll measure it again after the lift goes on, see exactly how much lift we get. I'll be back in a flash after that. The lift and the tires get on. Alright, so our stock measurements are 21.5 in the front, 24 inches on the rear. Front skid plate is Sammy plus 4 inches. Alright, I just got the truck back. Take a couple measurements again. See what we ended up with. This driveway's sloped down, so you might get some different measurements than what I get. Let's take a look and see how much lift we got. 4.5 to 25.5. All right, now we got to take our Sammy measurement. This ground clearance under the front of this looks frickin' sick now, I think. I'll use a tape measure on this time. There we go. Yeah, 8 inches from the top of the Sammy, and we guesstimated 4 inches before the lift. That's about right. So we gained 4 inches on the skid plate clearance. I'm not going to measure the rear. These tires are 1.25 inches taller than the stock ones that were on it. So what this lift is, it's a Tuff Country spacer lift. I just still got the stock coilovers on the front here. And then I put Icon Delta joint upper control arms. I'll come over here and give you a better look at these. Look pretty sweet, I think. These tires are 285/75 18s Cooper. The stock I had got these from Discount Tire. Discount Tire gave me $50 each for them cheap little Michelins that came on this truck. So that was a pretty good deal. And I went with Cooper's because they have a 60,000 mile tread wear warranty and road hazard warranty also, so you don't have to pay for the extra warranty at Discount Tire like they always try to sell you. On the rim, I got some Spider Track 1-inch wheel spacers behind this rim. Got those from Toy Tech also. Toy Tech did all the work for me except for the tires. Discount Tire put those on. We've got plenty of clearance between the tire and the upper control arm. Should be good to go. The Tuff Country kit came with the rear shocks. So you want to put a little bit longer rear shock on the when you lift the back end up. That's your first limiting factor on articulation. According to, there's another cool channel here on YouTube called Tinker's Adventure. He does a lot of cool articulation testing and stuff with Toyotas. Look at that ground clearance under that. Turned out just the way I wanted it to. Oh, let's show you the poke on the how far the tire's poking out. Lined up perfect with the stock fenders, I think. I didn't want them sticking out past the these fender flares. Lined up just about perfect. You can see it from here better. That way the rocks won't be flicking up on the side of the truck and chipping when you're flying down a dirt road. And Toy Tech put the extended brake lines on for me. Got those from Yoda Mafia. I think I said Toyota Mafia the first time, but that's about it. That's how she turns out. So Tuff Country, the Tuff Country lift is advertised at 3 inches in the front and 1.5 inches in the rear. That's just a spacer lift. So Here's what we came up with. We gained about 4 inches on the front skid plate clearance, and then 1.5 inches on the rear, which is just what it said, and 3 inches in the front, just like it was advertised. So that's pretty sweet. And the spacer on the top of this coil, it doesn't look real big and obvious. It doesn't look like 3 inch. See, here's my thumb. It's pretty much just the width of my thumb. I raised the front 3 inches. You raise the front on this, you want to change your upper control arms also. That was the most expensive part, so these upper control arms. Alright, that's about it. Let me know what you think. Maybe this will help some of you other guys if you don't want to buy rims, and if you don't want to buy brand new front coilovers. Just try a spacer lift on the front. I think it'll be alright. Heck, them coils and them shocks on the front are brand new. The rims are new. Why you want to buy new ones? There's no rubbing. A lot of guys cut this. They gotta have 37s on theirs, and they cut the front of this horn off here and then weld it back on, so when you turn the wheel it doesn't hit this piece of metal right here. I don't need to do all that. You know, you do that and it's gonna start rusting like crazy because they cut that off, re-weld that plate on, and they spray it with shake and shoot. You know, that paint ain't gonna keep it from rusting. You can see the extended brake light on this right here on the front. That's one of the extended brake lines there from Yoda Mafia. Alright, she's sitting just about level. This driveway sloped down so you can't really tell, but it's sitting level. Well, I'm happy with it. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one.